Welcome everybody. The topic for today is gear drives. Gear drives. Now let us see what are these gear drives. We are going to learn something about gear drives. But before that, let's first see what are these drives all about. There is something called as mechanical drives. Now what are the mechanical drives? There are different types of mechanical drives. Gear drives is one of them. Similarly, there is belt drives are there, chain drives are there, gear drives, there are rope drives also, etc. Now what these drives are doing? These drives are used for the purpose of transmission of power from one place to another. Normally the situation is like this. Suppose this is a machine. Now this machine has got one shaft. So if you rotate the shaft, that means if you provide power, if you supply power to the shaft, then the machine will start functioning. Now how this will happen? For this to happen, let us imagine that here there is a motor. This is a machine. So there is a motor here, there is a machine here. We are now going to make use of this motor for driving the machine. That means the power that is available at the shaft of motor, that is output power. So that power needs to be transmitted from this shaft to this shaft. Now for doing this, what we do is we are making use of these kind of drives. So one simple example is, say there is a belt drive. So I am fixing one belt here, pulley here. So one pulley is fitted here, another pulley is fitted here, and then the two pulleys are connected by a belt. So I am drawing this as a belt. So if you see the other view, then you will see that so one pulley on the motor, other pulley on the machine, and then the two pulleys are connected by belt, so that this becomes a belt drive. So similarly, there could be a chain drive, there could be a rope drive, or there could be gear drive, which will be used for transmitting power from one shaft to the other shaft. Now the only difference is, in case of gear drive, the two gears will be in contact, whereas here the pulley or the sprocket, etc., they are like this, they are slightly far away from each other and are connected by the connecting mechanism like a chain or a belt. So having understood this, out of all the different drives, today we are going to learn what is called as gear drives. So what are gear drives? You can maybe write down, I'll jot down, I'll just dictate to you some terms. Gear drives, so write down. It is a positive and smooth drive, gear drive. It is a positive and smooth drive as compared to chain and belt drive. As compared to the other drive, this is a positive drive and it is a smooth drive. But for this, the center distance should be But for this drive, the center distance should be comparatively shorter than other drives. But the center distance should be comparatively shorter than the other drive, which is quite obvious as we are just now seeing. Now what this gear drive is all about, we are studying further. Before that, let us see the types of gears. So once you say gear drives, that means we are using gears, and gears are of different types. So just it could be a revision for you. Spur gears. Now spur gears are the ones which are having the teeth parallel to the axis. So I have drawn the side view of the gear, spur gear, and the lines are representing teeth. They are parallel to the axis. That is a spur gear. Then there is something called as helical gears. In case of helical gears, the teeth are inclined. The teeth are at some angle compared to the axis. Then there is something called as bevel gears. Now in case of bevel gears, they are conical in shape. These are teeth. So you can see now the two shafts of the two gears which are working. In this case, the gear has got a conical shape, and as a result you can transmit power from one shaft to another which are at angle. Like in this case they are at 90 degrees angle, you can still transmit a drive. Whereas in this case the shaft axis for one gear and the shaft axis of the other gear, they are parallel. Here they are perpendicular. Then comes what is called as a worm and worm gear. Now worm and worm gear drive has got a different arrangement where you can see that there is a gear like this and there is a worm like this. This is called as worm and this is called as worm gear. And if you see if you draw the side view, you can see it looks like this. So now the axis here, they are neither perpendicular nor parallel. You can see axis of one gear is like this, axis of worm is like this. So these are the two axes. Now these two axes, they are neither parallel nor perpendicular. They are called as skew axis. So the axes are skew. S-K-E-W, skew. Skew axes are there. Now here again power is transmitted from one place to another. It comes from worm and it goes to the worm gear. So this rotates first and the power goes to the other part, that is the worm gear, and that is how the power is transmitted. So these are different types of simple this is simple classification of different types of gears. Now let's see, to start with we will just concentrate on spur gears and then we will see some of the terms that are used in the case of a gear. Gear terminology. Now see what this means. I'll draw one gear shape. Same thing on the other side. And now this has got a center here. Now so I have drawn three teeth of a gear. Now the different circles are involved here. Now this circle is called as addendum circle. Addendum circle. This circle is a dedendum circle. A circle which is passing from the root of the tooth, circle passing from the tip of the tooth, that is addendum circle. Now this circle is called the pitch circle. Pitch circle. Now what is a pitch circle? Pitch circle is in fact the most important circle. When I am drawing, suppose I draw two gears, so I am just drawing here two gears like this. Now I have drawn these gears, they are represented by their pitch circle diameter. They are not drawn in their actual view. That means I have not drawn the teeth. What I have drawn is two circles. Now this circle is representing gear and these two circles are touching each other, meaning that these two gears are in mesh. Now what are these circles drawn? These are the circles drawn which are called as pitch circles, and in this example this particular circle is a pitch circle. So this circle in this example is this pitch circle. So gears are shown by pitch circles, how they are in contact, and they are in contact with each other at particular point. This point is called as pitch point. So in this case, this is going to be the pitch point. I'll call it as P. So this pitch point P is here, going to be here, and this is called as a pitch circle. So the distance above the pitch circle up to the highest point, that is the addendum. So this much distance is called as addendum. And similarly, the distance on the other side is called as dedendum. Distance from the pitch circle to the root of the tooth. Dedendum, here is addendum, addendum circle, pitch circle, and the dedendum circle. Now there is something called the pitch. Pitch is the distance between two similar points. So if I take this point, then the similar point on the other tooth is this, and then this distance, curved distance, this is called as a circular pitch. So circular pitch is shown by this distance between two similar points measured along the pitch circle diameter, along the pitch circle. So circular pitch is like this. How much is this going to be? This is going to be pi d upon number of tip. Pi d is, now d is the diameter. I'll just show it here. D is the diameter, or in other words, this is the diameter d. Pitch circle diameter, if you represent by d, this is d, then pi d is the circumference. Divide that circumference into how many teeth that are there. T stands for number of teeth. So pi d upon t becomes the circular pitch distance. Okay. So this is one more term. Then there is something called the diametral pitch. It's called as dp, and the third is module pitch, also called as only module, either module or module pitch. So these are the three different types of pitches. Circular pitch we have seen, diametral pitch, and module pitch. Now what is module pitch? Module pitch is easy to understand by looking at circular pitch. So if you just separate this part d upon t and write it here, diameter upon teeth, then the diameter of teeth ratio is called as a module, and this is represented by small m. And now if you know this, then this becomes easy to understand. Diametral pitch is 1 upon m, so it becomes t upon d, teeth upon diameter, that is diametral pitch. So these are the three formulae we have to remember: pi d upon t, t upon d, and d upon t. D upon t is called as module m. Incidentally, the terms which we have used here earlier, this distance just now we have seen, it is called as addendum. This addendum is always equal to the module m. Addendum is same as, the value of addendum is same as this module pitch. Okay. Then there is something called as dedendum. Here this is 1.157 times the module. This is 1.157 times the module. Then there is a clearance. Clearance is difference between dedendum, addendum, and dedendum. This is more. We have to subtract addendum from dedendum like this. This becomes the clearance. So this value is more, dedendum is more. From that, if you subtract this, the difference is called as a clearance. So these are the terms that we use for the case of a gear tooth. Okay. Then there is next term, that is pressure angle. Now for understanding pressure angle, I'll draw another figure. pressure angle. Now see what is the pressure angle. Let me draw two gears in contact. So this is one gear, this is another gear. Maybe here there is a center line. These are the centers of the gears. Now I have drawn their pitch circle diameters. They are in contact at this place. This is a pitch point called as P. At some other place somewhere here, I am drawing one tooth, and at the same time we are going to draw another tooth of the other gear. Now the place where it is in contact, the contact point of the teeth of the two gears, at this point if you draw a normal, now this normal if you draw, this is NN. We have drawn a normal at the point of contact of two gears, and this normal passes from pitch point. At the same time I am drawing one tangent here, TT. So we have drawn a tangent to the pitch circles. For both the pitch circles, there is a tangent passing from point P, and wherever is the two teeth are coming in contact at that point, if you draw a normal to the tooth profile, then that line is this normal. Now the angle made between this normal and the tangent, that means this angle is called as a pressure angle. So what is a pressure angle? It is an angle made between normal drawn at point of contact of two gears and the tangent. That angle is a pressure angle. So you can write down, and now dictating the definition, what is the pressure angle? An angle made between normal drawn at point of contact of teeth of two gears and a tangent drawn to the pitch circles of the gears is called as a pressure angle. So this particular angle is called the pressure angle between the tangent to the pitch circles and the normal drawn at the point of contact of two gear teeth. Okay. Now this pressure angle becomes very important term because it decides how much pressure is coming on the teeth, how much load is going to come on the teeth, etc. So this term is slightly more important in this particular analysis. Now the next important definition is, let this be there, law of gearing. Law of gearing. What is a law of gearing? Now first of all, before understanding law of gearing, let us see how this whole thing functions. Before we go to the gear, let me again, like last time, let me draw here two circles. Now these two circles are going to represent gears. Now this law of gearing we are going to learn in the next session. Next session we will continue with law of gearing.